Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. I thought I just had to do this video on a company called Findi, another really small company on the ASX. And I do own this company, full disclosures. And I sort of lucked my way into this company because about 6 or 7 years ago, I bought a small stake in this other company. And then over the next 5 years or so, the company underwent two name changes. It changed its name to Vortiv. In fact, I completely forget what the original name was. Changed the name to Vortiv and was trying to focus on cybersecurity. And that didn't work for a few reasons. And then they decided to change the business, not change the business model, but take advantage of what they already had, 25% stake in Indian ATM company, and really focus on that, change the name to Findi. And this company is looking really interesting right now, particularly on the back of a massive contract the company has signed with the State Bank of India, or SBI. So when I did first invest in this company, Indian ATMs was a very small part of the business. Now I won't say it's 100% of the business, but this is the main focus. So we could call this company a bespoke fintech company. Now, again, the business has been historically focused on ATMs using the free cash flow of the company and what these ATMs provide to develop its electronic payment and financial services business throughout rural India. And I believe rural India is a significant growth area for financial services. Now, when it comes to ATMs, if this was an Australian ATM company, I would have zero interest at all. I don't go to ATMs anymore. And I think more and more people are not going to ATMs. We don't need ATMs. And eventually, I do believe ATMs will be a thing of the past, where our descendants just laugh at us. You put a card into a machine at the side of the wall and you got money out. That's absurd. That's ridiculous. And even though I think eventually ATMs will become obsolete, I think that future is well into the future in India, maybe not in Australia. So under the guidance of a new board with quite extensive fintech and e-commerce experience, in 2022, Findi began a strategic initiative to evolve into a digital payments bank, bringing the benefits of digital payments banking to the rural people of India. And I think that is a possible, potential significant growth area for this company. Now, although this particular slide it might be obsolete because I've already disclosed that I am a shareholder of this company, the other thing I should mention is I own options in Findi. It came with one of the capital raisings they did a few years ago. And these options, I believe, expire in January 2024. So only a few months to go. The price is about 90 cents. Current share price of Findi is around 70 cents. So if the share price doesn't increase from here and get past beyond 90 cents, there's no way I would exercise the options. But if the share price gets to $1.80, $2, I would definitely exercise the options. In fact, if the share price gets anything above 90 cents, I would definitely consider exercising those options. And here is the history of this company. Going back to 2004, when it was founded as TSI India, focused on ATM managed services across that particular country. And then back in 2017, they decided to grow into cloud and cybersecurity, changed the name to Vortiv in 2019, September 2019. For some reason, that didn't work. So they decided to sell their cloud and cybersecurity business in 2020. And then they decided to focus on the ATM business in India and then change their name to Findi. Shares on issue, 36.86 million. The market cap of this company is only 27 million. And that might seem a little bit absurd when we look at some of their potential numbers in the next few years. Now, that market cap is at a share price of 74 cents. And that might be relevant when we look at the next slide. And this company also has $21.3 million of equity. Now, as I was recording this, or just before I recorded this video, I just went and had a look at the share price of Findi, and I just noticed the share price had decreased from 74 cents to 68.5 cents on one share traded. Isn't that ridiculous? The share price can drop 10% on one share traded. If that is not manipulation, I don't know what is. In fact, I got in trouble about 10 years ago for manipulating the market, and I was buying and selling way more than one share. So obviously this is a professional, and professionals allowed to manipulate the market. People like me, Mere mortals, amateurs are not allowed to do it, but professionals can. Now to the company's financial year 23 results. So before we have a look at the massive contract, just how is this company performing financially? So revenue 53.1 million. And you'll notice I'm not really comparing these numbers to anything else because there was significant growth from last year. So you can't really compare these results to the previous year. So that's why I'm not comparing anything. But revenue 53.1 million, and that's going to grow significantly over the next few years without doubt. And that's on the back of this particular massive contract they signed with the State Bank of India. Profit of 2.5 million. So this company is profitable. Gross margins 54.7 million. Now you notice when you look at or compare operating cash flow and free cash flow, there is a big difference. So operating cash flow positive 4.7 million, but free cash flow negative 32.4 billion. So they did spend a lot of money on capital expenditure, property, plant, and equipment. Now that expenditure has come to an end based off what the company has stated in their presentations and their commentary. Now, one negative in regards to Findi is the debt. This company has net debt of 45 million. And I probably would say the very fact this company has net debt of 45 million, yet has a market cap of just over 20 million, will be holding quite a few of investors back. I don't like debt at all, but this is one of those companies that I think can definitely service that debt moving forward over the next few years, because this company is or will be free cash flow positive by a fairly large amount over the next few years. So why am I not necessarily concerned about the net debt of this company? Now, fortunately, Findi did provide some ways we can look into the future, some forecasts, not only EBITDA forecast, but also free cash flow, operating cash flow, and capital expenditure forecast for the remaining quarters of financial year 24. This was found in Appendix 1 of the company's October 2023 presentation, Capital Expenditure and Cash Flow Return Analysis. This is one of my favorite presentations a company has released over the past few months, simply because of this particular table. And we can see, if we look at the sort of the middle part of this particular table, focusing on operating cash flow, capital expenditure, and free cash flow. So this company spent a lot of money in capital expenditure in the second half of financial year 23. And that spending has come almost to an end. In fact, by the third and fourth quarter of financial year 24, capital expenditure will be almost zero. And this company will be generating a lot of money in operations, $6 to $5 million in operations, and the majority of that will be going to free cash flow. So $5.8 million expected free cash flow in the third quarter and $4.8 million of free cash flow in the fourth quarter. And this is why I think if the management is right, this company will be able to easily bring that net debt down. Now, my only, not concerned, but I think with this massive contract they've signed with SBI, there is potential that capital expenditure will need to increase if they need to manufacture more ATMs and put them into rural India. So what is this massive contract I've been talking about? This company released this particular announcement on the 30th of October 2023, and the market has liked it. The share price has taken off a little bit. So this is in regards to a contract with SBI. They've already had a contract with the State Bank of India, but this is just a new one for Findi, which will deliver between $550 and $620 million of revenue over a 10-year period, and EBITDA of $250 to $280 million over that same 10-year period. So a 10-year contract, 7 plus 3 years, 4,219 ATMs, initially 3,375 plus 844, 1 year from contract start, and a contract IRR of 35+%. And this will be funded, the production of new ATMs will be funded from company free cash flow and new bank facilities. So there is potential that, just potential, that the debt actually might increase from here. So that is the one slight negative moving forward for this company, is just their debt. I would love to see net debt come down and this company able to fund this particular contract through their free cash flow. But if this company is able to deliver on the promise of this particular contract, the company's markup currently seems really, really low. And if we take a look at the chart, this is just the daily chart of the company going back to February of 2021. The share price was in a downtrend. Share price sort of going sideways with a bit of volatility in there, which is understandable. Not many shares on issue. So you are able to see share price go up and down a fair bit on one trade, as we have already seen on the 2nd of November. Share price decreased 10% on one trade. But we have seen a bit of interest in this company over the past week, particularly after the company released this particular announcement. Not only that, the share price on the 2nd of November has gone above the resistance level at about 66 cents. So we did see the share price of this company get to around 66 to 70 cents in November of last year and also in March of this year, and the share price struggled to get above that level. It looks like the share price is getting above that level. And if we can see the share price remain above 70 cents over the next, say, few weeks of trading, that would be a positive sign moving forward for Findi. That's all I have looking at Findi's massive contract they have signed with SBI, or State Bank of India. And if you have any questions about Findi, any thoughts about this company, are you concerned about the debt? And that is the one thing I could agree with. Many of those who have not invested in this company would like to invest in this company, but that net debt is just holding that back. I don't like net debt. I don't like debt at all in these type of companies. In fact, when I say these type of companies, I'm talking about small cap companies, because the best way you can go bankrupt, I'm not saying Findi is going to go bankrupt, but the best way to go bankrupt, maybe the only way to go bankrupt, is just to have too much debt. So if debt is the only thing that's holding you back from buying into this company, it is understandable. I sort of agree with you. And that's probably why I haven't not added to my position. My small position in this company is simply because of that net debt. Anyway, so if you have any thoughts, any questions, just leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.